CCR TV, channel of God's love. A warm welcome to all our viewers on this episode of In Conversation With. Today we bring to you a dynamic young lady who has achieved so much in various fields, be it performing arts, politics, social activism, modeling and films too. And one never knows what else must be playing on her mind right now. We have featured her earlier in our program, Social Activist of Goa. But today she is here for a different reason. Cecille Rodrigues is the founder of Encore Academy of Performing Arts, and she has been conducting performing arts education for over a decade. For the last 3 years, she has been leading this mission through her new venture, Encore Academy of Performing Arts, creating a massive platform where students can develop artistic and life skills. Encore Academy of Performing Arts is dedicated to nurturing discipline, focus, communication, and confidence through 5 dynamic genres: dance, theatre, music, spoken word, and magic. So far, the Academy has conducted around 100 plus workshops, and it continues to inspire students and shape the future leaders through dynamic programs which help to discover hidden potential and ignite their passion. We welcome today Cecille Rodrigues to our studios.
Thank you. It's good to be back again.
Yes, Cecille, it's always a pleasure to have you on our chat shows, irrespective what the subject matter and topic is,
True.
right? Okay.
True.
Cecille, since we are talking about your academy, let me begin with, schools in Goa take a break, academic break during the hot summer months.
Sure.
And right now, as we are sitting here, the talk of implementation of the new education policy. So certainly this summer, the summer break is likely to be curtailed.
Very
It's
true.
not going to be April and May, and then school starts in
Very
June.
true.
So how important is it for children, from your point of view, to take a long break from their academics during the summer month?
I think so. Seeing the schedule that the children have, they start from June, and throughout the whole, academic year, they work they study from Monday to Saturdays. They don't get
Correct.
a Saturday break. So when you look at the Goa board calendar, they need a lot of break for them to rejuvenate themselves, to learn new skills, to to explore themselves, so that coming academic year they try out new ventures, and also see the parents can get a chance to see the interest in the child and make sure they are following certain kind of schedule for the next coming academic year, so that because apart from academics, we have to also see that we are helping children to have a skill base, like say dance, music, theatre, arts, sports, whatever the children are passionate about. And we as parents have to do that. But when we have the time is during the summer breaks, and give them a variety of options, like you put them for a whole day camp, and then you see the interest in the child.
And there is no other distraction
And
or
there's
involvement.
no other distraction. Very
during this
true.
period.
Yes.
But coming to this part, do you think the child benefits from the mental and emotional point of view in the long run, if the child and takes a breaks and steps aside from the academics and does something like this, as you said, various
course.
forms of,
Of course,
in
of
what
course.
manner, how was the
See,
benefit?
Daniel, I'll give an example of myself. Like right from my childhood, that I have been dancing and I have, been into the performing arts field. That has helped me to be where I am today. The confidence level, the focus level, the discipline, the communication, that all you don't get, when you're doing a regular schooling, but it helps you when you're doing your extracurricular activities. And for me, dance as a performing arts really helped me to reach where I am today. And trust me, children need this. That's why I tell parents, put your child into activities. Just don't focus on tuition soon after school. Let them do music, let them do dance, let them do sports, let them do some kind of extracurricular activities that they have an inclination to. And challenge it, because when children love what they do, they will excel.
Yes.
And as you've introduced, saying that we've opened up with 5 different genres, that is dance, music, theatre, spoken words, magic.
And magic too.
Magic. Children don't love magic. You see them all fascinated when they see something
Yes.
new that is in front of them and how that thing appears. So when we create some kind of curiosity in children, that's when we will see children adapting, wanting to learn, wanting to see what is there, and especially with us. And I'm very happy that we as an Encore Academy of Performing Arts, we are helping nurture children in more than 20,000 children all over Goa, and I'm happy to see. Yes.
That's mind-blowing. You said 20,000.
Yes, and that's
sure
just the
about
beginning.
it?
Yeah. 20,000, because we teach dance education program in more than 30 schools all over. We have evening classes, we do workshops. So we are connecting to 20,000.
Is this sessions that you conduct a part of the school curriculum, or is this beyond that?
Yes, because in the schools, I'm so happy that when I started off, Father Evan from Don Bosco High School, it was, as you said, a decade ago, he encouraged me to start dance education program for the boys.
Okay.
Now Don Bosco is the full boys, right from kindergarten to 10th standard students. All those boys get a subject of dance in a week.
Amazing.
Yes, I'm telling you, and it's amazing to see the excitement that brings into their lives when we come for the dance class. You won't believe it, parents of the nursery and pre-primary have told Cecille, our children don't want to remain sick because Friday is dance education. Because Friday is dance education program, and children love.
So, if this is the situation with the children in that age group,
yes,
what is the magic that you do there?
Oh my God.
A child would, freely opt out from going for a class, normal academic class, with some reason or the other.
Very true.
But then you said they don't want to stay home because on a particular day because of your dance classes.
So
what's the magic that you are, actually?
See, I think so. You and me, Daniel, we've grown up listening to music. We've grown up going out for functions, dancing, mixing around with family, friends.
Part of our social
fabric. It's part of our culture also.
Social, yes.
So what happens is, if we inculcate that into the schools, so children not only get that benefit on a regular basis, plus they learn coordination skills, they learn different genres of music, plus not only we play English, but we teach them Konkani songs also. We make them lip sync Konkani numbers. So we give them Konkani, Marathi, Hindi,
you are
mixture.
grounding them with our cultural roots.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes. And
with our Goan culture.
Because it's very important that we have children teach. Because see, what happens is, in today's time, we have most of our Catholic oriented schools having a lot of migrants coming into our schools. And it is a fact. All our students are moving into private schools, and we have a mixed culture now. But how do we make sure that children still who have come from other states, whatever level of category of families that come into, how they inculcate and how they blend in with us is very important. So when we give them different genres, like say suppose if a family is only listening to Hindi songs, how will they learn English? Through the lyrics, through the movements, to different styles. So when you give children that kind of a vision, saying that these are the different movements, and ours is not stagnated. We don't teach one choreography for the whole academic year. So in 25 to 30 classes in the whole academic year, we have sections that every time you come back from a holiday, you're having a new warm-up, you're having a new coordination song, new choreographies, new cool-down. So we teach them how important is movement in the body. And then I appreciate Father Evan from Don Bosco, then Sister Antoinette from Green Rosary, and Sister Lourdes from Our Lady of Health, who initially started off this program. I should do only 3 schools. And then joining Encore, I merged with Encore Academy because Encore team, because I believe they have a wider spread. And I said, how can I reach out to more schools and make a team for myself and create an opportunity for youngsters who don't have it.
As of now, you spoke about 100 plus this thing,
yes,
right?
Workshops.
So, from the north part of Goa and the southern part of Goa, how are they well spread out, or you are only concentrating on?
No, you won't believe it. We have schools in Arambol right up to Kunkoli.
I see.
And we have Bardes, Tiswadi, Salset. So we have like around 30 schools that we interacted with, evening classes, with workshops. Plus we go around and do education, free education system where children get the benefit of like, having like where they've never seen dance as a subject in their schools. Like we've gone to Sankeli. Children just looked at us like in a blank way, looking at us saying that, what is this now? So we had to break the ice with them.
Exposure was not there.
Yes, and the main thing is giving them that ability to see that at the start of the workshop and towards the end of the workshop, the transition that happened. Children opened up, they were singing English lyrics where they were not doing it earlier at the start of the workshop. And then like, ma'am, please come back to our school. Okay. Please start this program for us. And we feel sad because not everyone has the capability.
They like that concept that
you
introduced.
Yes.
Now coming back to this concept of taking break from the academic pressures and doing something different. What role can the parents play in supporting such a break for the well-being of their own children? Diverting their mind, because now the field of education has become very competitive.
Very true.
The child gets up with a reminder about his studies or her studies and sleeps with the same reminder. Have you done your studies today or whatever assignments? So, the day for a child, whether in the primary or in the higher schools, it is the same. So, here, what role can the parents play?
I think so. I'll give you an example of my dad being the only child and that too a girl child, and to see that, the freedom that I've got. And to try out whether it was music, whether it was dance, whether it was theatre. My dad encouraged me along with my group of friends, so that we can perform on stage. I don't know whether you remember, we had this all-girls dance group called Scorpions.
I know.
And right from 9th standard, we were doing stage shows.
And you did something different which was not done by the others. That much I can say.
Yes,
actually,
because I'm telling you that we broke boundaries. And I'm talking about 25 years ago.
Right.
If my father could do that for me, I'm saying today, if every parent gives this opportunity to children to have a skill-based kind of a fun activity post-school hours, you can't do everyday tuitions, parents. Children need to have some kind of thing where they are learning what they like. And why not music, dance, and why not, give them this? Because what we need our children to be confident. We need our children to have focus. We need our children to communicate. If without communication, you will not succeed. And discipline.
Yeah, I would like to come in here, since this program will be definitely watched by not only the student but their parents too.
Very true.
Can you, in a nutshell, tell us, a child engaged in such an activity, how can it benefit his or her development overall, skill development?
So in Encore Academy, we are like transforming lives. And how are we transforming lives? Seeing the ability of what happened to me, like in my childhood, of learning all the different things coming out in the open. And what has helped me to be where I am today is the skills and the values. And how do you get skills and values? What are skills? Skills is basically building up the child's focus, confidence, communication, discipline, and engagement, teamwork. How to work with a co-partner and how to play a sport or how to dance together as a team. And that helps, this skills helps in generating values. Now what is values? Inclusivity, then you have positivity, you have creativity, you have openness, that you're helping a child to build up. And how this will happen is through the skill base. When you go to a classroom and when children are sitting and watching the teacher teach, there's no engagement much into their with their teammates in the class. So that only happens when they're learning outside, they're performing together, they are doing activities together. So as a parent myself, I feel that every child should be street smart at the end of the day in today's situation.
Scenario. Yeah.
Because today, if you're a bookworm, you will not survive in this world, because no student learning from the book will able to put anything into practicality if you don't see the world outside. So handling situation, like suppose, say you and me are together, like I'll give an example of our team. Like we had a special child, like a Down syndrome kid who was performing on stage, and we had Arijit, a young boy, who was performing with her, on stage. So we do inclusivity where normal children are performing with special children,
Okay.
and we want to see like what magic happens with that. And you won't believe it, on the dance show when the performances was happening at Kala Academy, that child, her name is Hannah, and she tend to forget some few steps because they tend to remember only when they see somebody doing, but she was in front, she forgot. This boy Arijit came in front of her, slightly in front, to help her remember. So this is called inclusivity, where you are helping your teammate to do well, and not just saying, oh, that's not my thing, let everyone look at me like I'm dancing well. This teaches you teamwork too.
That is one part. And you just spoke about creativity in a child, right?
Very
And
true.
in fact, I would say every child is creative.
Very true.
It only happens that sometimes the parents fail to recognize this creativity in the child.
Very true.
And even if they recognize it, they don't encourage it for
I agree.
various reasons.
I agree.
And one of the reasons could be academics comes first, then the
Yes.
creativity. But things are slowly changing.
Yes.
Talking about creativity, Cecille, I would like to know how can such activity foster that creativity in a child, and help the child to grow stronger emotionally as well as mentally. You just gave an example of that
That special,
child,
Down
special
syndrome child.
So how would such a creative activity foster that creativity and bring out the best emotionally and mentally?
Like I'll give you an example of Fatima Convent School. I'm giving you names of school because I've seen this change happen, and
you have been part of
and I
it.
have been part of it. So there's this pre-primary student, okay, because when music and dance is introduced for the smaller one, some of them, like if they've not heard music, for them like it's like, what is this happening? And some who have already been like right from birth into music and dance are already moving and having their movements done. So we've realized that there was this one girl who just didn't move, just was staring. The whole class is dancing, but one is not moving.
Kind of rigid.
Very rigid, and she just stood like this, or she would run with the scare, and sit. So slowly, my instructor got in touch. Her name is Alosha, who met up with her, and who said like, what happened? Come, you stand with me, you dance beside me. Don't have to move. You just come and stand. And then slowly, when another instructor was dancing, she took her hands and started moving. And like every class, it took at least 4 classes for her to blend in. And today, that girl who was shy and not interactive has gone, performed in the school, was selected as one of the best dancers to perform.
I see.
And she did a solo dance in the summer vacation in her locality. So if we at a very small age give these children the opportunity to be open, to explore, to have fun. Education should be fun. It should not be rigid. Because today children have so much of exposure. And when school, stops and says like, no, we are going to do only this. No one wants to go to school. Everyone says, I have to get up in the morning. I don't want to get up. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But when they have fun engagement, today we're going to do sports. Today we're going to have dance class. Today we're going to have art class. Today we're going to have some.
Because a child always looks for some kind of adventure,
Yes.
in whatever form it may be.
Yes.
So
and it's more book oriented than practical oriented.
Yes.
And earlier we used to have cooking classes, we used to have stitching classes, we used to take them out. Today those classes are all stopped. So basic life skills which children are supposed to have are being stopped because we're focusing more on math, science, geography, history, and we're learning history which sometimes is not even applicable. Who remembers geography and history back in the day?
With this kind of concept that you have, you are touching upon the child's emotionality, and making it
that
in
is
a comfort zone,
today. That is needed
and
today.
making the child mentally strong also.
Yes, because today parents are very busy. Parents do not have the time and energy to sit. Today, how many parents sit with their children after their working hours and really engaging with them or having some kind of activity with the child? Like either playing a sport or dancing together or going for a walk together. How many parents are really engaging? It's a question that we need to ask. If you see, 5% out of the whole 100% that parents are engaging. Parents are more on their phones. And children also on their phone, because what parents do, children follow.
Yeah.
So how we keep our phones down after work, how we engage our children, how we interact and make time as parents with our children is very important. And that's where the creativity comes in. We talk what our children want, what they want to do. and we guide them, or do we do it with them? If the children is scared to do, say, come, okay, let's go for swimming class today, or let's go for dance class today.
So you do it with them together.
Yes.
So that makes a difference.
It makes a very big difference. My father used to dance with me. That's why I have inculcated dancing right from, it's in my blood, you could say. I'm not even B positive. Like, when you check my blood, it'll be dance positive.
Okay, now you spoke about discipline, somewhere. This kind of activity and, giving a kind of a push to the creative skills that they have in them. How does it benefit a child's self-confidence and discipline?
When you say discipline, it's very important that in our life, rules are something that if we follow it properly, everyone will live in peace and harmony. But when there's no discipline, you will not able to, excel in life. Like following what the teacher tells you, where the teacher is guiding you, where parents are telling you what is right, what is wrong, giving options, and you're going by that kind of a discipline, and discipline in the sense is also committing yourself to a particular skill. Just because I can't do it, I will not go for this class again. You're not giving yourself the time to absorb it. You're not giving the time to make sure that you are accepting it and you're going to give in your 100%. Because today's children are giving up within 2 or 3 classes.
Okay.
But if children are encouraged, like if there are good teachers, like I am so blessed to have like a good set of instructors and teachers, because if you don't have teachers who are passionate in teaching, who do not love children, then you will not able to guide and say, don't worry, it's not happening today, it will happen tomorrow. Keep practicing and just see by the end of the 3 months how you excel in anything, whether it's opening up a split in dance, whether doing a cartwheel, learning a particular step which is like very integrate in our movement, especially with the footwork and hand, because in dance we need hand and feet coordination at all given time, and that helps with the right brain and the left brain. But people don't realize how important dance plays in a child's upbringing, because we work on both the brain structures. And today children are lacking coordination skills.
Okay.
We have seen that. If you play music, if either the hands are moving, feet are not moving.
Don't
if feet are
coordinate.
moving, then hands are not moving.
So there is no coordination.
Yes. So coordination helps you for what? It helps you for playing a sport, it helps you for cycling, it helps you to riding a bike, it teaches you discipline also, saying that, I'm going to engage myself, and that's what leads you to a better, successful life in the future.
Cecille, I would like to, slightly divert your attention. Of course, as far as the child is concerned, we see nowadays the children are so caught up and, fascinated by that smartphones.
Very true.
And they are given it now officially because of online things. It happened then and it still continues.
True.
Parents are facing a difficulty of withdrawing that facility. True. It's a big challenge for some parents.
Yes, it is.
It's a big challenge. Now, from your point of view, if I may ask you, can you tell our audience what impact does this have on a child's social and emotional development as well as their behavior?
I think so, where if you see like children using their phones continuously, their creativity gets blocked, and sometimes we say, no, the children, if you take their phone away, oh, I'm so bored, I don't have anything to do. So boredom sometimes helps to get the creativity imbibe. Either you'll start coloring, or you'll start, listening to music, or you'll start writing the lyrics of a song, or you'll start dancing and trying to learn a step at home. But when you continuously watch your mobile, you've seen the children are so engrossed in it, they are obsessed. When I say obsessed is, they can't get out of it. You ask them to study, they will not study. If you tell them to eat, they will not eat. You tell them to go out of the house, they will not want to go out of the house. Many of them, sorry to use it, they become gormazors. Earlier we used to wait to run out of the house. Today we have to throw children out and say, go out and play, because they prefer to be on the phone. And this, as we as parents have to make sure that we notice this first. And how do we tell children not to do it? By we correcting ourselves first. Today we parents are at fault because we are continuously engaged. Do we have the time, or do we arrange for someone to take our children out for an activity?
But then how does the correction come in? Do you think this excessive screen time that children are involved in, is it impacting their growth
No.
And how can the parents actually, kind of combat this growing menace?
See, there has to be a limit, there has to be a discipline for everything in life. And phone timing has to be. Today, if I see parents with small children, because parents need to work in the kitchen, they give the phone to the child. They don't realize that that young child, up to 0 to 5 years, if they are given a phone, then that's it. You have locked and hooked them. It's like a drug. Like when children like something, they will get engaged. And today children are snatching away phones from parents or throwing a tantrum. They don't want toys.
They don't want toys. Absolutely.
They want phones.
They don't
because
want
they are
toys.
just, and their index finger is the most active finger among all. I don't know if you've seen infants who are given, like a 1-year-old kid is scrolling
Yes,
through with that
yes.
little index finger of theirs. So this is why we need to stop as parents. 0 to 5 years, avoid giving any kind of phone gadgets to your children, because that is their creativity time. You have to get them to go out of the house. You have to take them out to the parks, and if the parks are not good, you have to make sure that the government also is getting the parks done. But take them out for different engagement is what.
Cecille, I want to come in here. You are putting the entire onus on the parents.
Yes.
But there are some instances where both the parents are working. There are grandparents who are also managing their their care, and there are caretakers.
True.
There are maids and things like that.
True.
How will these people who are the caregivers in the absence of their parents find that balance in controlling the screen time of this tiny tots?
So the tiny tots.
It starts at a very young age
It
now.
starts especially with the young, because the older the kids get, the kids are much smarter. They know how to operate the phone. They know how to unlock. And
They know everything.
They know how
And
to
they know
screen
to go
face.
onto
They
the
just take the
WhatsApp
phone in
app
front.
also. Yes.
Yeah, children take the phone in front of your face to unlock the phone. But there has to be a limit, and especially with grandparents. I know I struggle with my son taking my mom's phone sometimes and doing the same thing. So there has to be a coordination where we either tell our parents, like especially our parents who are seniors, saying that do not engage in giving them the phone. That's the only way where you tell them don't. If that is a problem that you face and you can see that happening, then you have to try and see, either you change your parents' phone, sorry to say, but keep it in the normal, or keep that phone into lock and key. If the grandmother or grandfather wants to help their child, there has to be today a protocol, because children know how to get away.
Don't you think this is more easier said than done?
No, it is not easy. It is a big, because today our senior citizens are all engaged on their phones. They are hooked on to Facebook, Instagram, or channels.
I've seen many senior citizens who take the technological help from their
For the
youngsters in the house.
children, because they need to know
Yeah,
how to upload a picture, how
everything,
to
yeah.
sign. But then when it comes to children using the phone, children will be sweet, saying, "Grandma, give me the phone." Okay, giving you the phone for 15 minutes. If that 15 minutes, you're as a grandparent, you can't take that phone back again, then you need to play somewhere. Because see, it is like giving drugs to a child, saying, "Take, have, I'm giving you." But if you don't control it, then you have lost that child for good. And this is what's happening in today's time. So we either give the children the phone, we have a disciplined time being put up, or we tell the children, okay, chill, you've done your watching of your videos, do something creative with your phone now. Either you learn to play music, you learn dance, but I need to see you doing an activity with the phone. So you are engaging the children also to make sure that they are using their creative side and not just watching someone else's creativity on the phone. This is very important. We have to try different ways, and different households have different problems and different way to tackle. Like, I would not like to shout and raise my voice and hit my child, which many parents end up doing in today's time still. But how do we correct is very important, and I think so parents, we have to make sure that we engage our children in more outdoor activities outside the house than being home.
Cecille, I want to ask a very specific question to you. It's always the case with you that whenever you are engaged in a chat show like this, you recollect your sweet memories of your childhood.
Of course.
And you speak so empathically about the freedom your parents gave you,
Of
especially your dad.
Yeah.
Now, how does a child, stand out, with this type of childhood experiences, which will make lasting memories to them in the adulthood? How
So-
can they go about it? If you
so-
could tell that.
So I started dancing at the age
You
of 5
began
years.
at that age. You
Yes.
are here at this.
And now I'm going to be 43
Please.
by the way on the 13th of Feb. So I'm like, this has been, I think so I'm very fortunate to say that, I had great teachers in school who encouraged us. I studied in St. Teresa's High School in Vasco, Mangur Hill. And I'm proud to say the encouragement that we got from, our Miss Rosalia, our sports teacher. She took us out for an all-Goa, a drill competition. And she told us students, you all plan it out. And we did the summertime song and we won the first place. That was the first time we won a trophy, we won certificates, and we won 6,000 cash for our school. The trophy is still there in the school, and when we go to school, we
So
look
how
up to
can
it.
children now in the present scenario make such lasting memories into the adulthood? We would like to hear something from you.
I
a
think
tip
so.
for the parents as well as to the younger children.
I think so, children, if you all are watching this, if you all are passionate about something, give it a shot. Practice and don't worry about failing or being weak at something, because no one achieves success without continuous failures. So keep trying, because that's one thing that I've always told myself is practice. Practice to be perfect, practice to make yourself better. And the competition is not with the person sitting next to you or dancing with you. The competition is with yourself. How every day you are improving. Like I'll give an example of dance. How if I want to be a good dancer, it's not just learning steps, but your physical strength, your arm strength, doing handstands, doing splits. It is not easy. And as a youngster who got injured, and I have a back operation, I have a metal plate in my back, which till date, in spite of 20 years after being operated, I have not stopped doing what I love doing. And to the parents who are watching, please see what your child loves doing, because trust me, skill is something that the child will take a long way. Today I have the performing arts skill of dance, and it has helped me to have focus, confidence, discipline, communication, and you all have been seeing me day in, day out. That's why I reach on the dance reality show, because I'm a person now who always says that, you have to give it a shot, whether you win or lose. For me, winning was never important. For me, participation was important, because I participated. I'm born and brought up in Vasco, but I used to go to Margao for practices. I used to go to Panjim for practices. I have danced in so many groups because I wanted to learn. I had the desire, I had the fire in my belly to learn, and I still have it, Daniel.
Tell us, how do children actually benefit from having this, opportunities to discover some new skills? As you said, maybe it's dancing, it's theatre, public speaking, and these are the other interests that are actually outside the academic, the traditional
True.
academic interests.
True.
So how does the child actually benefit from all this?
See, some children, because
This in this case, there has to be a mindset change, not only with the children, but first beginning with the parents.
yes, and
A little focus has to be.
See, for a child to have a particular skill, it starts off in school where children are given exposure. Sometimes as parents, because we go out to work in the morning, we come back in the evening, we say, oh, you know what, you have to do one sport, you have to do music, you have to do dance. But if in school children are shown like the different skill sets, or put hands on job for skill sets, whether you're learning an instrument, whether you're playing a sport, whether you're doing creativity, like anything with music, art, cooking, carpentry, electrical.
These are all skills.
These are all skills. And this parents should make sure that their children are learning. Just because you are from a well-to-do family means like, oh, my child doesn't have to do like, a plumbing job. My child should not. Today, I miss my dad so much because he was all-rounder in the house. I didn't need to get a carpenter, Papa didn't need to get a carpenter or a plumber or sometimes an electrician. He used to do everything. He was a hands-on man. I think so most of us, the men, who take care of the house were hands-on. But today if you see youngsters, they don't want to do this kind of work because we are not giving them that opportunity.
I think, Cecille, I want to come in here in favor of the men,
I'm favoring the men. I'm like, I
would also like to stand by them. In fact, by default, all men at home, they are plumbers, they are electricians.
Not all. Very few. You can
Few?
few, but there are very few people like to do this kind of work. Others they will call somebody and they'll do it. But that is called engaging, where the wife would actually take care of the cooking and the house
Yeah.
and raising her, and the men would make sure they're doing the shopping and they're taking care of the household activities. That's how work was divided back in the day. But now with today's time, men and women both working, I feel now women also should have an exposure of carpentry. Women
Yeah.
also should have an exposure for electrical work and plumbing work, because it's important. Today we have so many single mothers who are day in day out raising children all by themselves.
Yes.
And I think so this kind of exposure we get in school, where boys are learning how to stitch, girls are learning how to do electrical work. We are mixing and matching, where we are saying everyone should be equal, but then we are dividing jobs. Everyone should learn.
Okay.
And in school, if we get that facility where before we go higher in studies, where studies take a very important role, and
Yes.
we neglect all our skill set. Children who learn how to play music, stop learning music. People who love doing dancing, stop dancing. So it is something that these life skills will take you till the end and make you the successful person you are.
Having heard all that you have got to say with the skill development, identifying the potential and all, I think is this where your academy comes in?
Of course.
Lending that extra additional support
Of course.
to the system, in fact,
Yes.
besides the academics on one side and developing the inborn skills on the other side.
Of course. And it is not basically just for one age group. It's for all age
Yes,
groups.
right from the
Right from toddlers to senior citizens.
Okay.
We believe.
So you have a well planned out kind of a
Of
syllabus
course.
of your own.
Of
for
course,
all the
because we
different age
believe
groups.
music and movement is very important in anyone's life. Even children who are physically not abled also, where we give them an opportunity to be part and to showcase themselves. Like I'll give an example. We had our spotlight event. We had an 84-year-old gentleman who performed on stage at Kala
Okay.
Academy.
I see.
And many of them said that, we always have been an audience in Kala Academy, but never got a platform to dance on stage. So we taught like around 18 senior citizens for our summer camp. It was a free class. We didn't charge them for the workshop. But the happiness that they got in that 1.5 week coming and learning the dance and performing on that stage will be a memory for the rest of their remaining life that they have.
Absolutely.
And they will have that when they see me, they say, Cecille, oh my God. All that they see, like they come and they hug me. Oh my God, Cecille, what have you done to us? Like, you have changed our lives.
Cecille, now that for nearly 10 years you're involved with this budding talents.
Yes.
How has been your experience so far involving yourself with the young children and helping them as well as their parents, to explore the hidden talents or the skills that they may be having, and then getting them to the fore?
Yes.
And kind of fine tuning and polishing them.
Like
How has been your experience?
see, we have done workshop in more than 100 schools all over Goa. We started dance education program in like 30 schools in their academic as a subject during. We started with evening classes. So when we have this kind of engagement, we also tell parents who come to drop their children, saying that why are you sitting outside? Why you don't come and dance with your child?
Okay,
Why you don't engage with your child?
I see.
Because when you go back home, you're practicing together, we are learning. And even in our dance education program, we make videos. So parents know what their children are learning in school. And we tell the children, when you go back home, make your mama, your dada, your big sister, your small sister or brother, make them dance along with you, because we want family engagement to happen. And that's how we are not only transforming children's life, but the parents who
also.
are there. Yeah, parents come and directly tell us, saying, Cecille, we are enjoying the dance education program and we can see the work that you all are doing, because you send us like every week there is a program. Okay, today this has been taught. We want the children to learn. Either they put it on their screen, they put it on their tab or on their phone, and we tell children, practice.
Good use of our time during these summer holidays.
I think they will make a big difference in their future life.
More than happy to have her come from their classes in future.
And I would not mind continuing the dance class.
So today we're going to discuss the performance we have learned.
They really enjoyed while they also learned.
Instructors were very good, very cooperative, and she had fun. And I really wish the classes could continue.
For summer camp, it was amazing. We literally sit with mobile. After attending this dance class, really my child improved.
Even if we had a everyday class, would have been readily, willingly to go.
I never got an opportunity when small, but I would like all of my three children to get into this field. They have learned a lot.
There was personal attention given to each child, and my daughter just loved it. They take a lot of pain to teach your children, and even if they are not doing it right, they do their best till the child is able to do it, and I love it. My child loves it too.
My son Jonathan is a very shy boy normally. He has been very positive. He comes here enthusiastically for the practice, and I've seen a change in him.
I also learned a few things. They didn't feel bored. It's just one student. They were not demoralized. They were very enthusiastic, and I enjoyed that. Yeah.
Parents are now fully convinced that besides the academics, this also that the skill development also has
performing
a role
arts.
to play. Yeah?
Yes, performing arts
and that
plays
too
a
during
very
school
important
hours.
role. Yes,
They are convinced.
Because see, what happens is, as I said earlier, parents do not have time to pick up and drop. Private sometimes coaching classes get very expensive and a pinch in the pocket. It's only if you want to go professionally into dancing. But having dance education program as a skill set, as a performing art during school hours helps a wider range of children who don't have that opportunity after school hours. Because parents because they can't learn the language, they are forced into going for tuition. Today, most of our young children, priority is given for tuition. The moment they come from school, they have their lunch 3 to 5:36 because they're struggling in school. They go for tuition. So where there's time for extracurricular activities. So what we are saying is, we'll come to your school, we'll do this program where children have fun, they are enjoying their life, they are stress free, because dancing as a performing art helps you to de-stress.
Yes.
Helps you to have fun, helps you to be motivated, and at the end of it, what we want our children to be confident, having focus, communicate with each other, and have discipline at the end of it.
What are your future plans in convincing more school managements to engage the services of your Encore Performing Arts Academy?
So
and make a part of their
So
school
our
curriculum.
goal is to reach out to 200 schools all over Goa, as well as to have 12 centers where we are having our evening classes. So the only way forward is when we come to your school, and we are ready to come to your school, we are ready to come to do a workshop, see our work. If you think your students are having a great time and you would like this program into your school, we are ever willing to come. I mean, we've already reached out to 100 schools all over Goa. And also to youngsters who are passionate, who love to be teachers, we are also creating job opportunities. So please get in touch with CCTV RT channel, or you can call us on 904-904433 if you all are passionate. And we have for youngsters, especially from 16 years and above, who want to take up this as want to be good teachers and want to train themselves. Every Wednesday we have free coaching. You can send in your videos, and you never know, top 10 children will get selected, and you can have this facility, because it is not about the money always, but it is what we can give. Because I must say, Goa has given me so much today. My parents have given me so much, my school has given me so much. How can I give back to the community and to the society is what I am doing right now. And I'm ever willing to come and do workshops into any of the churches having the youth there, children there. We would love to come and engage with you all and have a great time and see how dance as a performing art changes your child's life.
Cecille, it has been wonderful talking to you.
Same here, Daniel.
Thanks so much for making time
Pleasure.
and being here. It's
Pleasure.
always a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
So that was Cecille Rodrigues on our show today, not as a social activist, but as a performing artist who is the founder of the Encore Academy of Performing Arts. She is out to identify the hidden talents and skills in young children and mold them into something beautiful, so that will be with them throughout their life, because it does not only bring the best out in you, it inculcates some kind of self-discipline, motivation and confidence. We wish the Encore Academy of Performing Arts all the very best. Thank you. Keep watching your favorite channel, the CCR TV channel.